Collapsing in the desert, the alien woman was fading from thirst, until a human came to her aid. The desert planet of Zephyria was a wasteland, its endless dunes stretching as far as the eye could see. The twin suns blazed mercilessly in the sky, their heat scorching the land and driving all but the hardiest creatures into hiding. It was a place of death and desolation, and yet it was here that an alien woman named Serial found herself fighting for her life. Serial was a Lemurian, a species known for their radiant, crystalline skin and their ability to harness solar energy. But even her natural resilience was no match for the relentless heat of Zephyria. She had been traveling for days, her water supply long since depleted, and her strength was fading fast. Her once glistening skin had dulled to a pale gray, and her steps were slow and unsteady. As she stumbled through the dunes, her vision blurred, and she collapsed onto the burning sand. The heat seared her skin, but she was too weak to move. Her mind drifted, memories of her homeworld and her family flashing before her eyes. She had come to Zephyria in search of a rare mineral that could save her dying planet, but now it seemed she would never return. Just as darkness began to close in, she heard a human voice, rough but kind. "Hey, are you okay?" Serial's eyes fluttered open, and she saw a man crouching beside her. He was tall and lean, his face weathered by the sun and his eyes filled with concern. He wore a tattered cloak and carried a canteen, which he quickly unscrewed and held to her lips. "Drink," he said gently. Slowly, Serial obeyed, the cool water reviving her senses. She drank greedily, her body trembling with relief. When she finally pulled away, she looked up at the man, her voice barely a whisper. "Thank you." The man nodded, his expression softening. "I'm Yarrick," he said. "What's your name?" "Serial," she replied. "Well, Serial," Yarrick said, "you're lucky I found you. This desert isn't kind to strangers." Yarrick helped Serial to her feet and led her to his makeshift camp, a small oasis hidden among the dunes. He gave her more water and a simple meal of dried fruit and bread, which she ate gratefully. As she regained her strength, they began to talk. Serial told Yarrick about her mission, the rare mineral her planet needed to survive, and the dangers she had faced to find it. Yarrick listened intently, his admiration for her courage growing with each word. "You've come a long way," he said, "but you're not alone anymore. I'll help you." Serial's eyes filled with tears. "Why?" she asked. "You don't even know me." Yarrick smiled faintly. "I've been out here for a long time," he said. "I've seen too much suffering. If I can help someone, I will." Over the next few days, Yarrick and Serial worked together to navigate the treacherous desert. Yarrick's knowledge of the land proved invaluable, and Serial's determination kept them moving forward. They faced sandstorms, scorching heat, and dangerous creatures, but they faced them together, their bond growing stronger with each challenge. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Serial turned to Yarrick. "Why are you out here?" she asked. "What brought you to this place?" Yarrick's expression darkened, and he stared into the flames. "I was a soldier," he said. "I fought in a war that cost me everything. My family, my home, my purpose. I came here to escape, but I ended up finding something else." "What did you find?" Serial asked. Yarrick looked at her, his eyes filled with a quiet intensity. "A reason to keep going," he said. As they continued their journey, Serial and Yarrick grew closer. They shared stories of their pasts, their dreams, and their fears. Serial's radiant spirit brought light to Yarrick's dark world, and his kindness and strength gave her the support she needed to keep going. But their peace was short-lived. One night, as they camped near a rocky outcrop, they were ambushed by a group of scavengers. The scavengers, desperate and ruthless, demanded their supplies, and threatened their lives. Yarrick fought back, his combat skills keeping the scavengers at bay. Serial, though weakened, used her Lemurian abilities to create a blinding flash of light, disorienting their attackers. Together, they managed to escape, but Yarrick was badly injured. Serial tended to his wounds, her hands trembling as she worked. "You could have died," she said, her voice filled with emotion. Yarrick smiled weakly. "It was worth it," he said, "to keep you safe." Serial's eyes filled with tears, and she leaned down, pressing her lips to his in a gentle, heartfelt kiss. Yarrick's heart raced as he kissed her back, the warmth of her touch melting away the pain and fear. In the days that followed, their relationship deepened. The danger they had faced together had forged a bond that neither could deny. They found solace in each other's arms, their love a beacon of light in the darkness of the desert. But their journey wasn't over yet. The rare mineral Serial sought was still out there, and they needed to find it before it was too late. Using Yarrick's knowledge of the land and Serial's determination, they pressed on, their bond growing stronger with each step. When they finally found the mineral, it was guarded by a massive, sand-dwelling creature. The battle was fierce, but Yarrick and Serial fought together, their love and determination giving them the strength to overcome the beast. They retrieved the mineral and began the long journey back to Serial's ship. As they stood on the edge of the desert, preparing to part ways, Serial turned to Yarrick. "Thank you," she said softly, "for everything." Yarrick smiled, his eyes reflecting the starlight. "You've given me more than I ever could have imagined," he said. "You show me the true meaning of love and courage." Serial reached out and took his hand, her touch warm and reassuring. "Come with me," she said. "There's a place for you on my world." Yarrick hesitated, then nodded. "I like that," he said. Together, they returned to Serial's homeworld, where the mineral they had risked their lives for was used to save the planet. Yarrick found a new purpose, using his skills to help rebuild and protect the Lemurian people. Serial, too, found new strength, her love for Yarrick giving her the courage to face whatever challenges lay ahead. One evening, as they stood on a hill overlooking the shimmering city, Serial turned to Yarrick. "Thank you," she said softly, "for giving me a second chance." Yarrick smiled, his eyes reflecting the starlight. "You've given me more than I ever could have imagined," he said. "You show me the true meaning of family and courage." Serial reached out and took his hand, her touch warm and reassuring. "We are a family," she said, "and as long as we're together, we can face anything." As they stood there, hand in hand, watching the stars twinkle above, Serial felt a sense of peace she had never known before. She had lost so much, but she had also found something precious, a love that transcended species and worlds, a bond that would endure for a lifetime. And in that moment, under the vast expanse of the galaxy, Serial knew that she was home.